consistently attract soulmate clients, begin showing up on brand, monetizing on your calling. Welcome all spiritual coaches, leaders, healers, light workers, and practitioners to a show that turns you on in your business and amplifies your magnetism. I'm host, catalyst, and spiritual business coach Rosalyn Fung, and I'm here to journey with you into the juicy and help you discover where the real gaps are. Ignite your mindset and soul with strategies and systems as each episode takes you to the sweet spot that activates your soulgasmic business. Enjoy this light language activation as we begin to magnetize and monetize. Your perception of me is an awareness of you. My reaction to you is an awareness of me. This is one powerful statement that speaks exactly to what I want to share with you today, my love, in a deeper dive. I'm speaking about the one major aspect that is of soul importance to having a foundation for leveling up and will truly ascend your business in life in every single way. If you're here, you're listening, and you likely want to level up in your relationship with yourself, your relationship with other people personally and professionally. You want to level up in your energy management in all realms, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. You want to be a sphere of positive influence in this world. You want to have epic conflict resolution skills. And let's drop the energy of guilt, secrets, and resentments. Yeah. You want to clean up your finances if they're a bit of a hot mess, or level up in your money mindset. You want to show up in the world with a deeper sense of freedom. You guys, does that sound juicy or what? This one concept changed my life, and it will change yours too when you apply it on all levels. What am I talking about? I'm speaking about personal accountability. Yeah, personal accountability. This is quite a topic because it's something that many of us may not know about. I know I didn't up until a few years ago. And it is a topic that's hard to talk about. It's hard to face because it really means looking at ourselves. And so this show does come with I don't want to say a warning, but it comes with the intention of an invitation of asking you to really stay open to receiving what you're meant to receive today, and noticing with an observer hat, with curiosity, as you observe yourself and your reactions to what you're hearing me say. And let this be an opportunity. Let this be a sign for you to go, wow, this is an opportunity. This is my edge right now. So if you're brave enough, my love, and if you desire to really step into your power fully in all aspects of your life, this episode can be very life-changing for you. I'm going to share with you how we stay subtle victims to our circumstances, which keeps us in self-sabotaging or having the same conflicts arising in different areas and relationships in both business and our personal life. There could be blind spots for you, like there was once for me. And as we keep evolving, I'll probably open more and more of my own blind spots because we're human. We all got them. It's about our attitude to be open to really, really looking at ourselves with so much curiosity And taking personal accountability on all levels of my life helped me truly show up with deep integrity to what I think, match with what I say, match with what I do. You guys, personal integrity has personal accountability, integrity too, has seriously changed the game for me. And that's why I feel so deeply called to be sharing this deep importance concept as a foundation for success in your life, whatever success means to you. So this episode is really for you if you self-sabotage. Come on, who doesn't, right? You feel scattered. You want to improve your relationships, both personal and in business. You want to learn how to deal with conflicts without the drama energy. Yes, please. You want to overall feel more joy and peace, and you want to increase your bottom line. This episode will cover the 3 levels of victim. And I want you to really take note because you don't know what you don't know yet, right? So I want you to notice, are you engaging at any of these levels, subtle to loud? And then I'm also going to share the 4 levels of personal accountability and where there is room for you to step into these 4 levels. Understanding how it directs your energy for ultimate positive influence and momentum in your business. This episode is really inspired by my own journey, and personal accountability was taught to me by my own mentors, Jay Facette, and founder of Personal Best Seminars, Inc., and also now JVology, which is about joint ventures in business, and Rayanne Woodschatz, shaman, hypnotherapist, and coach. She's changed my life. She's the founder of Integrity Seminars, and she's written the book she's written the book Live an Inspired Life by Using Your Subconscious Mind. Jay Facette wrote the book Reframe Your Blame, How to Be Personal Accountable. I'll actually be referencing a lot of today's show based on this book. So thank you very much to both Jay and Rayanne. As a catalyst, my podcast is a global energetic container that is here to help ascend you, a leader in your home, community, and of course, business. I know that this episode can be a game changer for you. I invite you to actively listen, actively reflect. In fact, grab a pen and paper, your journal, and actively receive the offerings in this episode. I will be guiding you through questions that can help you shift your perspective so you can move deeper into a sense of true internal freedom. And I know that you'll want to listen to this episode over and over and over again because there's going to be some questions that I'm going to invite you to really dive deep into if you really want to change your business and life to that next level of success. This is honestly the secret to success, taking personal accountability. Now, let's go into really defining this. There's 2 opposing ways in how we can choose to deal with life. Personal accountability, which also is called personal responsibility, and the opposing way is victimization. So personal accountability is a perspective that eliminates blame of self and others, and providing the power of choice, participation, and co-creation of the experiences and results of our lives, real or imagined. You feel that life is happening for you and through you. I'm going to repeat that again. You feel that life is happening for you and through you. Now, the opposing force is victimization. This is where one takes a perspective, belief, or experience, whether it's real or imagined, internal or external, that involves blame of self or blame of others, meaning the feelings and energy it takes to consider someone responsible for any wrong or unfortunate circumstance that has happened. As a result, blame removes or distances you from power, choice, and action. You're consciously or unconsciously accepting and believing you are a victim. You feel that life is happening to you. So in personal accountability, you feel that life is happening for and through you. In victimization, you feel that life is happening to you. So do you often find yourself saying, why does this always happen to me? That's a good hint. That's a good hint you're staying victim to your circumstances. Now, it is a fact that we will find ourselves at some points in our lives victimized in situations. So in no way do I want to minimize that there are people who are victims of traumatic events, such as social bullying, racism, sexual abuse, abuse in general, fraud, etc. Okay, that's a fact. Like, shit happens to us, right? However, whether you stay in the mentality that you are a victim in your situation is what I mean here by victimization. It's how you choose to deal with the experiences. So I'll go more further into this in detail as we go on today. Our worldview is shaped by our experiences, which is based on our belief system. So if you believe you are a victim to your circumstances and you believe you are powerless, helpless, voiceless, and that nothing you do will make a difference, then you're choosing to remain a victim. Okay, so I know that might be really hard for some of you that are listening to really hear that. So this is where personal accountability comes in, where we take a stance of personal power in our lives. Taking personal accountability has nothing to do with being held responsible by others for a particular result, nor does it have anything to do with consequences or rewards. It is a conscious choice to look at yourself. And looking at your part in the situation that was co-created between yourself and another person or parties. Okay, so right now, as you're listening, I really want to applaud you if you haven't like changed your channel. All right, because I know that a lot of times people have a hard time taking personal accountability. It's really difficult to hear some truth. And really, the question is, what are you pretending not to know? When we get triggered into negative emotions, there's a reason that's happening. So you can either go with the story of staying triggered and being in that negative reaction over and over and over again and continue deep in it, or we can choose to go, let me stay curious. What is this about? This right here is already you stepping into the space of taking personal accountability. My loves, we form our core beliefs by the age of 8 based on what we witness and experience in our world, which happened on a subconscious level because that's where we live as children, because our conscious brain, our logical brain is still developing. So many of our thoughts and behaviors continue to this day to run on autopilot, right? And so at the core of us, we want to feel loved, safe, and belong. That's a fact. The very core of us, we want to feel loved, safe, and belong. So based on how we are raised, what we learn, what was modeled to us, we will develop core beliefs that may serve and support us for some time, but eventually limit us. And these core beliefs, remember, we're always just striving to feel loved, safe, and belong. So it's like that life jacket you created unconsciously when you were 3 years old, but trying to wear it now as an adult doesn't fit so well. And so I am about to share some examples of what happens when we remain to be a victim, conscious or unconscious, to our circumstances. My intention here is to have you reflect on yourself without judgment, always, but with an observer hat and curiosity to see if any of these ways of being resonate with you from very subtle levels to blatant volume turned up loud level. As you listen, I invite you to notice how each of these examples vibrationally resonate with you, meaning notice if your body starts to tense, starts to contract, starts to tighten. These are beautiful ways of your body telling you, pay attention. These are signs, and this is where there may be opportunity for you to look further into yourself. So some of these examples might be being late to meetings on the regular, right? Like it's a regular thing for you to be late. Defensiveness through physical or verbal acts. It's that fight energy in some form, again, on that spectrum of subtle to loud. Perhaps freezing. You numb your pain through food, through alcohol, through medication, through some form. Flight. You're running away. You're constantly avoiding, stuffing your emotions down, not addressing things. Perhaps there's passive aggressive tendencies. Perhaps unhealthy boundaries, letting people walk all over you, saying yes when you may no, not speaking up and sharing your truth. Those people-pleasing qualities. Creating drama, getting sucked into people's issues, triangulating yourself through trying to keep the peace or being the instigator or aggressor of a situation. Gossiping. Rescuing others to the detriment of your own well-being, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I think this one's a really big one for a lot of professionals in the helping field. That rescuer complex. Becoming righteous and arrogant, being prideful in an egotistical way, seeking for others to save you, seeking sympathy, seeking attention, whether that's Facebook posts are trying to get love rather than come from love. Pretending you don't care, but underneath it stings, which over time, when you don't speak up, it leads to building anger. It's a buildup of anger and resentment. So take a deep breath. How did this feel to hear this list of examples for you? I imagine for most, if not all of you listening, it feels heavy, it feels draining, it feels exhausting. The point is, there are repeating negative patterns of victim mindset here. When we start to take personal accountability, we will look at our patterns objectively and ask, what am I resisting? Because all of this tension, all of this all of these contractions in our body, when we're listening to this, it's like, ooh, there might be something here. I might be resisting something. So it's also important to note that many of us take personal accountability in some areas of our lives. What's important, if you really want to match your energy so it elevates your vibration of love, peace, and joy, is to really take personal accountability in all areas of your life. Your health, for example, love, relationships, business, finances. The benefits of being personal accountable, and I'm actually going to just read it straight from Jay's book. And as I read this, I invite you now to notice how each of these benefits vibrationally resonate with you. We'll actually come back after commercial, so stay tuned.
A conscious lifestyle for a mindful life. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
When you wake up in the morning, are you excited for the new day? Are you passionate about your work? Are your relationships fulfilling? And finally, are you happy? I'm Mia Voce, your host and guide to the power of 5. Harness the forces of the universe and unleash your powers within. Join me each Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on OMTimes Radio. And remember, anything is possible. You only just have to believe.
A social distancing tip.
Putting distance between yourself and others is critical to slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are ways to stay in contact without the physical contact part. Call, send a text, set up a video conference, post on social media, dedicate a song on the radio. If you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part, because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hi, welcome back, my loves. So I was just about to share the benefits of being personal accountable. So these are very powerful. When you take personal accountability in all aspects of your life, you become a generator of positive energy. You will be more present in your life and free to choose your responses consciously versus reacting based on fear and hurt. You will spend more time creating and living your life instead of creating excuses and avoiding consequences. Your capacity to risk will rise. And we all know in business, it is a game of risk. And it's about how you really take risks to play that bigger game, to risk yourself and go into the unknown. You will become more resilient, able to cope with the ups and downs of life with greater ease and joy. Okay, you guys, that's freaking juicy. Yes, please. The quality of your relationships will improve. You will be able to let go of the past, knowing that you made the best possible choices with the information you had. I'm going to read this one again. You will be able to let go of the past, knowing that you made the best possible choices with the information you had. This is huge. This is huge for every single human being on this planet. How many of us are hanging on to past hurt? What people did to you? How many of us are hanging on to that? I boldly say all of us on some level, right? And so when we're able to take personal accountability, we're able to let go of the past, knowing full well that we made the best possible choices with the information you had. You will learn from your experiences and your results in life will change. Rayanne, my coach Rayanne taught me about mind sight. It's looking at things with kind of like hindsight, but rather than just looking at hindsight, it's 2020. It's looking at it with, let me just really check this out, and let me really explore how I can see this differently, so that moving forward in my life, I'm going to take the lessons from this experience and move forward. That's really yummy. That's one of the most powerful ways to be. You will also, when you take personal accountability, be able to use the recurring victim experiences of your life to discover and consciously commit to your life mission. So that's kind of what I just shared as well. So my loves, let's talk about the 3 levels of victimization and the 4 levels of the 3 levels of personal accountability. Think of this like a scale from lowest level of victimization to highest level of personal accountability. So right now I want you to really reflect on, in this moment, what situation, whether it's a personal relationship, maybe it's something in your business, is really challenging you right now in a negative way. You're feeling really triggered by it. Got it? Okay. So as I'm reading these levels of victimization and accountability, I really want you to have that bird's eye view, that observer hat, to notice without the ego as much as possible to get in the way, okay? Just notice which one really resonates with you. So as you think about your current challenging situation, one of the levels of victimization is external blame. Something external to me has done me wrong. If this has not happened, then my life would be better. They did it to me, and there's nothing I can do about it. I am powerless to influence my life, world, and future. Okay, so that's the lowest level victim. Next level, self-blame victim. I made bad or stupid choices. My life is my fault. There is something wrong with me. I am powerless to influence my life, world, and future. So there's a lot of shame here. And then the next level is self-righteous victim. I cannot always control or influence events in my life, but I always have choices about how I will feel about them and how I will respond. I can do this and still blame others, myself, the world, and circumstances for my life. Okay, this feels like draining energy, right? You can feel into that. All right, and so let's shift into accountability, these 3 levels of accountability. I had said 4, but there are only 3. So emotional response accountability. I cannot always control or influence the events in my life, but I always have a choice about how I will feel about them. I respond without blame. Practical accountability. I can co-create my results and experiences in life. I focus on my choices without blame. There is a lesson in everything, and I choose to find it. And then at the highest level of accountability, I am a spiritual being having a human experience. My purpose here is to experience myself, remember who I am, and evolve at a spiritual level. I co-create everything based on this. I even choose my parents, and I choose the time, place, and method of my death through every choice I make in my entire life. So this energy is of generator. You're generating your energy. Okay, so I want you to go back to, as you were listening to me share the 6 levels and applying it to your current situation. Which level are you seeing this situation? And don't judge yourself, my love. Okay, this is information for you. This is information for you. So now I'm going to literally I really want you to really hear this, okay? This is your opportunity to shift. If you're not at the level of personal accountability that's working for you, then it's time to shift. If you notice these patterns always happen, and they come up often, and it's that thing that you get stuck in, it's time to shift. So we're going to explore how these different levels of victim accountability are affecting your life right now. Honestly, you guys, when I learned how to really own my shit, taking personal accountability, my life force energy expanded to next level. People are always like, are you always this happy? You know, those of you who've been following me for a while, you see how energetic I am. And that is the one thing that a lot of people say, strangers, just the first time people meet me, to longtime friends, like, you are somebody that I really reach out to because you really have such an uplifting energy. And you guys, honestly, it's because I own my shit. I take personal accountability. That is honestly why. I don't fall into blaming. And if I do, I catch myself, because that can happen, right? Those subconscious beliefs can still be running, and it's like catching myself. That's the thing, and go, ooh, right? I also find so much peace to know that when traumatic things happen in my life, that there's a lesson or lessons there for me. That mindset concept I was just shared. The concept of also soul contracts really gives me so much peace. Knowing that we are all souls having a human being experience gives me comfort to know that there's always a silver lining to what's going on and that life is happening for and through me. Now, here's something really important for you to hear. This doesn't mean that you can spiritually bypass. What the heck is that? Spiritual bypassing is a tendency to use spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep or avoid facing unresolved emotional issues, psychological wounds, and unfinished developmental tasks. Okay, this term was coined by a Buddhist and a psychotherapist. All right, so it's really important to do the inner work. All right. And you'll know you're spiritually bypassing because the same patterns, negative patterns, are going to keep showing up until you learn the lesson and work through it from a personal accountability perspective. All right. And that's about stretching yourself, looking at the things that are uncomfortable, taking yourself outside of your comfort zone, working through it, honoring the feelings. All of it, the negative feelings, all feelings are healthy, no matter if they're negative or positive. Honoring them, moving through them to get to this place of more neutrality, looking at things from a bird's eye view. And from this perspective, you get to decide how you want to respond to the situation. This is freedom, my loves. I personally have been in situations where I have become triggered with another person. Of course, because I'm human, right? And it's not that personal accountability will take us away from not having reactions. It's the practice to train my brain to take a pause and not react out of negative emotion and be with my own triggers, sit with them, feel them, and understand them from a curious observer mind, like I've been asking you to do as you're listening to me. Oftentimes, this is when I will reach out to my own coach and spiritual guides to have them hold space for me. Because let's face it, when you're in your own stuff, it's really hard to see the trees from the forest, right? And I reflect from an observer's hat and with curiosity and honor the process of my emotions. I get to a place where I'm able to have compassion for myself and the other person, even though the other person might be the person that's doing harm. Okay. And I see the other person as a teacher in this moment. Again, soul contracts. This situation is happening for a reason from a soul contract perspective. This person who my ego will say is totally the bad guy here is harming me, actually is my teacher. And so when we shift into seeing the other as a teacher, what is it that I'm learning right now? That is freedom right there. Any of the victim states will keep you feeling powerless, negatively, emotionally charged, and reactive, which over time will continue to affirm your beliefs and solidify them. You see, my loves, when we are so stuck in our views, we see things from a specific window frame, or it's like we're wearing these goggles or glasses, right? And whatever we believe, right, we look for evidence to prove we are correct because the ego, our mind, wants to be correct. So whether that belief serves and supports you or it limits you, we are correct, right? We'll always look for the evidence that supports. And what happens when we're wearing these goggles is we miss out on the evidence that that disproves this belief. Right? That's the exception to this belief. So I really encourage you to take off the goggles and just see things from an observer perspective and go, okay, let me look for evidence outside of these goggles. Okay? And this is really about finding a way to rise above and reclaim your power in a way that's aligned with finding a win-win. Now, I want to talk about how to direct and manage your energy for ultimate positive influence and momentum in your business and, of course, your life. I'm literally going to walk you through your day and have you notice mindfully how you go into relationship with yourself and how you go into relationship with aspects of your life. And notice how it impacts your day from a personal, accountable perspective. I want you to write this down as we walk through your day, okay? Is your energy directed towards what you can control or what affects you? Is your energy directed towards what you can control or what affects you? So let's define this a bit. What we can control is our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This is based on our belief system. We can choose to be a victim or we can choose to be personally accountable. It's always a choice, my loves. And what can affect us and what we don't have control over are things like the weather, environment, other people's thoughts, behaviors, actions, the economy, global issues, etc. So the question is, how much of your energy is directed at what you can't control versus what you can control? Okay, so with that being said, let's have you reflect on various aspects of your life and your goals in these different areas of your life: health, relationships, family, business, and finances. So I'm going to get you to think about your goal. Okay, what goals do you have in the different areas of the life wheel? Health, relationships, family, business, finances. So I want you to really, if you haven't set goals for 2020 yet, let's look at what goals do you want to set right now. So just think of one as we head into commercial soon. I want you to write down 1 or 2 goals in these life areas. And of course, since we're focusing on business, even set the financial goal, set how many clients you want, set some goals or what you want to put out there in the world, whether it's workshops, retreats, group program. Put your goals down, write it down on paper, and we'll come back from commercial, and I'm going to walk you through reflecting on yourself from a personal accountable perspective.
Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me the Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, my love. So I hope that you have your goals written down in front of you. And so I'm going to just let's walk you through your day. Let's walk you through your day and let's have you notice how you do go into relationship with yourself in the different areas of life. So when it comes to health, I believe that, and I certainly hope that you do have health goals. I really, truly believe that at the foundation of wealth, of abundance in many different forms, is our health. What good are we if we're emotionally, energetically, mentally, physically, spiritually taken out, right? And so when I speak about health in this sense, let's have you just look at your own physical health and your fitness. Okay, how is your physical health? You know, do you have goals with fat loss, weight loss, muscle gain? Do you have goals with energy, like increasing your energy to be more sustaining, having that endurance? Because entrepreneurship is an endurance game. And let's look at also, you know, what does your diet look like? What's it consist of? So if you have goals around that, so we're going to walk you through that. Let's talk about money goals. How much money do you want to make in your business this year? Are you on track? How many clients do you want to call in this month, in the next 6 months? Okay. And let's look at your relationships, from romantic to friendships to business. What's the quality of these relationships? So, my loves, let's start at the beginning of your day. All right. So, for some of us, we would set an alarm. Some of you might be really good with your internal alarm. You just get up when you get up. Okay. So, if I'm going to speak to the ones that we set an alarm. Okay. And so when you set an alarm, do you keep hitting snooze? Or do you get up at that first alarm? Remember, as we go through these, please don't judge yourself. Have that bird's eye view. Have an observer hat. Be really curious. This is a great way, when it comes to this alarm example, for you to notice how much accountability you take in your life on a very, very subtle level. Meaning, do you let excuses get in the way? You ignore the first, second, and maybe even the third alarm? It's not good or bad, but if you've made a commitment to yourself to wake up at a certain time and you don't meet your own commitment to yourself, okay, how else is that showing up in your life? When you stick to your own commitment, it increases your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-love. And the opposite actually occurs when you don't stick to your commitments. It lowers your confidence, self-esteem, and self-love. Yeah, I'll let you take that in. I know that often when I share this, a lot of people are like, whoa, you know, mind blown. So going back to walking you through your day, do you look at your phone first thing in the morning? You know, you're already responding to people's text messages, you're watching the news, you're emailing right away. Is that happening? And so I just, again, without judgment, I just invite you to look at that, because that's you already reacting to the world outside of you. So I would invite you to respond to you first. The most important relationship is the one with yourself. I also believe the importance of relationship is the one with divine. And on a human level, really here, it's the one with yourself. What's your morning routine consist of? Do you nourish your body with foods that give your body energy? What's your eating pattern like? Do you eat at regular times throughout the day, or do you forget to eat? Do you eat on the go? Do you end up like not eating and then overeating at night? Do you move your body? Are you making time to move your body and exercise? Are you achieving your fitness goals, whether that's weight loss, fat loss, or maybe you achieve it and then you're on your way, you're almost there, and then you sabotage. You've been doing really good for like 3 weeks and then you sabotage, right? Or do you, a lot of times this is when I used to specialize in food and body image, what I notice is people would, exercise and diet would go hand in hand. So if they fell off track with one, either the diet or the exercise, the other one fell off track as well. So just really noticing that. All right. Do you spend your business hours feeling frustrated, avoiding, procrastinating, stressed, or do you feel the energy of contentment, calm, confident about direction, accomplished, having fun? Because you guys, that's got to be really important. All right, let's talk about your romantic partnerships. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your level of fulfillment? What do you think about when you think of your partner? Is it mostly thoughts of love or mostly frustration? Just feel into the energy of it. How do you feel about the energy of your relationship? Does it feel like it ebbs and flows and it's harmonious, or is it like choppy waters? Or does it feel kind of stale like roommates? How are you showing up in your relationship? Are there secrets you're keeping from your spouse? Whether it's an affair, emotional or mental, with another person, perhaps it's financial infidelity. Remember, guys, I used to be a marriage and family therapist, so I saw a lot of this. You're scared to talk about finances with them, their sexual secrets, you have desires and fantasies you're too scared to share, and for fear of rejection. If you're single and perhaps dating, not making past the third date or third month, do you notice yourself saying, there's no good men or women out there? It's hard to find a good man or woman. I can't seem to meet anyone good enough for me, or whatever you tell yourself. All right, my love, you got to hear this. And I'm saying this with so much love. You are the common denominator. Ooh, did that trigger you? All right. If that triggered you, that's a reaction you're having because there's some truth to what I just shared. And the negative reaction, whether it's discomfort, defensiveness, anger, is a sign that there's something here for you to explore. It's an invitation for you to go deeper into yourself and look at what this is about. Right? And if this statement didn't trigger you and you're more with, yep, Roz, you're right. You are getting curious. It shows you're already taking personal accountability and you're ready to dive deeper, and you're more likely to move through your difficult and challenging situations much quicker. Life flows more when you take personal accountability because you don't have to fight against any resistance, right? You're like, yep, okay, I got some work to do, right? You're open to looking at yourself. These are what my soulmate clients are. People who are always looking at themselves, taking personal accountability when I call them out, with love, of course. And they're like, yep, all right, I see why I'm not achieving the results I want to achieve because A, B, and C. So they take action from a personal accountability perspective. When we're in victim, we stay on the defense. We get mad. We can't hear the truth. We're not open to hearing feedback. Right? And so life and business is much more stressful, difficult, and uphill battle. I don't want that for you guys. I really, truly don't. And let's check in with your friendships. What's the quality of your friendships? Does it feel like a give and take and it's like super high vibration? Or is it perhaps the other way that, it feels like the other person's really taking? Or maybe it's the other way around and you actually don't know. Sometimes I have people reaching out to me and saying, I don't understand why my friends don't get back to me. They never check in on me. So I want you to ask yourself, are you giving to them? Or maybe they are takers and you're giving too much, right? So it's really looking at what's the energy of this? Is it inspiring, uplifting, or is it draining? Look at your finances. How do you go into a relationship with money? Do you avoid looking at your finances? Or do you take empowerment and you track your money? Are you having fun tracking your money? Hint, abundance comes with really being clear about what's going on in your finances. We want to look at it from a financial abundance perspective. All right. So my loves, I know that this was a lot. This is why I said this show comes with a warning. You will want to download this. You will want to play this through. You will want to really reflect on this if you truly want to set yourself free from resistance in your business, in your life, to create more flow, And I absolutely know what it's like. I have tons of stories where I was a victim back in the past, and I have stories that I can share. But right now, I really, with the last 8 minutes of our show, I really want you to just feel into all of this. Feel into what question really resonated with you and really piques your interest. To go, yeah, this is one area of my life that I could really, really look deeper at and apply personal accountability. Because remember what I said, that many of us do apply personal accountability in some parts of our life, But a lot of us actually do not apply it to all parts of your life. So where right now are you being called and invited, if you consciously choose to explore? And so sit with this, my love. I'm going to lead you into a meditation and a light language activation. So right now, I just invite you to sit with that place you are feeling called to explore, even if it feels hard, even if your ego wants to avoid it, wants to run away, wants to put the walls up, whatever that looks like for you, my love. And let's just take a breath. Let's take a breath and invite you to really bring in this part of you that feels a resistance from going deeper, from looking, and just really see this part of you and honor it right now. Just say thank you. Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for helping me survive. And now I see that this very part of me is blocking me from having more flow and ease and joy in this part of my life. And so I am open to looking at myself. I'm open to receiving the lessons here in this situation so that I can free myself. I can free myself. I can free myself, and I desire to free myself. I am worthy of living a life of eternal freedom. I am worthy of feeling freaking good. I am worthy of feeling juicy and sexy and that feeling like that life is happening through me and for me. Life is happening through me and for me. So I'm opening up. I thank the resistance. And as I breathe, I dissolve the resistance. And I rise to this vibration of curiosity. I drop the ego. I drop my pride. And I'm open to receiving and having a beginner's mind to look at this situation in my life with so much openness. And ask for guidance from my spiritual team, from Source. I'm asking for guidance. I recognize that I am a soul having a human being experience. And I recognize that I am here to learn a lesson so that I may be not only moving forward with more flow and ease, but perhaps part of this is that I'm meant to learn what I need to teach as a healer, as a coach, as a transformational leader. It is what keeps me in integrity to being the highest version of myself. When I take full personal responsibility and accountability to the situation, to look at myself in this co-creation. And I look at all parties involved as a teacher for me right now. And I say thank you. I say thank you. I say thank you. I say thank you. I'm ready to receive downloads and information of what it is that I'm meant to learn. And I am going to fully embrace these lessons with full heart, full soul, full knowing that I am going to come through on the other side so much more free. Chua karati karachua, karachua, karatu, karachua ka. Let's so anchor this, anchor this, anchor this. Parat karati karachua, karati karatia, karatu kia. Parat karatua ka. Parat karatua. Bring some joy, bring some light, bring some fulfillment into this, my love. Bring some hope. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy to feel good. You are worthy to be in a business, in life with so much flow. You are worthy of having all these juicy, sexy, soulful relationships in all forms. You are worthy of bringing more abundance into your life. You are worthy of elevating your finances, of elevating you. Breathe all of this in. Breathe out what doesn't resonate. Any resistance, any tension. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. Breathing out love into the world. So my love, I invite you to hang out with these sensations and to really reflect this week and beyond on bringing more abundance into your life through personal accountability. Such a powerful, life-changing concept. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for listening and receiving and being activated. Until next time, my loves.